Here we are with Pickleball with Rob, featuring, as you know, the GOAT Ben John. So please stand up, give him a round of applause for Ben John. I want to make sure everyone gets to know a little bit about yourself from your childhood. So tell me where you're from originally and about your siblings.
Sure, yeah, I grew up in Gaithersburg, Maryland. I have 6 siblings. I'm the middle, so I'm the 4th out of 7. We grew up in Gaithersburg. I learned pickleball in Florida. We were homeschooled, so my family would go down to Florida for a couple months out of the year in the winter, because that's where I found pickleball.
Oh, wow. And so what is your town known for?
What is Gaithersburg known for? Gaithersburg and the surrounding area isn't really known for anything in particular. It's kind of a melting pot of a lot of different things. They have access to really any sport you could think of. And Maryland's always good at lacrosse. That's one of their sports, but there's a lot of tennis there. We grew up playing baseball there. A lot of ethnicities, a lot of cool foods. You're close to DC, you're close to Baltimore. Maryland's also known for the Maryland crab cake. That's one of their foods. So it's a variety, it's a smorgasbord of things.
Now, growing up, 6 kids in total. Wow, your parents really, how did your parents do it all? I mean, that's a major responsibility to have 1 or 2 kids. Having 6, how'd your parents do it?
Oh, it's still a mystery to me. I have no idea. They had a lot of kids. They were all at home all the time. My dad worked from home after like 2006 or something. So yeah, it was a packed household, and I'm not sure how they didn't go crazy with that many kids, but I like to think we were well behaved.
What attributes do you think you got most from your parents?
I think
they're listening, though.
Oh yes, of course. They definitely instilled high expectations and hard work. I think hard work was always emphasized. You know, if you're going to do something, do it well. I think loyalty, integrity, really just good values, I guess. They're just really great people.
And now in school, would you say you were a good student, a bad student? Did you sit in the front of the class and back of the class?
I was a good student. Yeah, that was one of the things emphasized. We grew up as good students. So yeah, I was definitely in alignment with my professor.
A lot of children who are listening to this, who are aspiring to be where you are right now, what was the toughest thing that you did, that you went through growing up?
The toughest thing, I can't say I remember any particular challenges. I'm sure at the time I thought they were big. So I guess the biggest thing I could say as far as challenges go is that no matter how bad or terrible you think one situation is at the time when you're a kid, I promise it's all blown out of proportion when you're a kid. Once you get older and you have some perspective, it's not nearly as big of a deal. So try not to take any challenge too seriously and look at it as something you can learn from.
Fast forwarding a little bit into how you got into pickleball. So here you are, you're doing all these sports. Tell us a little bit about how you got into pickleball.
Yeah, I grew up playing baseball, tennis, and table tennis. So with the tennis and table tennis background, I basically just saw pickleball played and I thought it looked like fun. I really have tried like pretty much every racket and paddle sport. So I just added another one to the list with pickleball, and it was extraordinarily fun. So I didn't stop playing.
Now, you know what? When we get onto the court, we all think we're pretty good. What made you decide that you could be pretty good to be phenomenal?
I never really made a decision. I just liked playing so much that I kept doing it, and eventually I went from okay to good to better and better and better. So it was more about just having fun and enjoying it than trying to be really good.
Do you have any like key habits or rituals like visualization, meditation, breath work, ice plunges, things like you do that helps you get into the point of being top performer?
I'm honestly not into too much of that, and not that I don't believe in it. I think it's great for a lot of people. It's just that I like where I'm at and my mental state and all that, so I don't really try to add too much to it. I'm sure if I needed to concentrate on something or fix something, so to speak, then you could get into any one of those, but I just do more recovery-based stuff and mental stuff. So I do ice cold plunges. Okay. But yeah, I think recovery and preparation you can't emphasize enough, but I definitely don't overthink things.
What does your normal training day look like?
Usually 2.5 hours on the court in the morning, about an hour in the gym, and then an hour sauna and cold plunge.
And at the time, is it a keto, vegan, protein, a little bit of everything?
I really love food and I like varieties of foods, so I don't restrict myself too much. During tournaments, I avoid a couple things, but on the daily, I eat generally healthy, but a large variety.
Now, everybody here who's a pro, they all have skill sets that are phenomenal. They have the passion in their heart, but I think the biggest difference is the mental toughness. What do you do to stay mentally fit, to just be such a cool cucumber on there and just come through when all the chips are down? You just come through.
Yeah, it's definitely some experience. Experience can't be emphasized enough when you've been there before and somebody else hasn't. That's a huge advantage. Having just confidence in, I shouldn't say like false confidence. You don't always even need to have the confidence that you should win or you have to win or anything like that. It's more like, you always have the ability to win. If you're just confident enough in that, then that really helps. And also I think it's just kind of how I grew up and the multi-sport background. So it's definitely some growing up stuff and currently just kind of some experience and what I'm used to basically.
Do you ever get nervous when you play?
I wouldn't say really nervous. I think everyone gets a little bit tight, in big moments, you're not going to play as large or as loose. And I do my best to kind of play loose anyway. But I don't think anybody can avoid getting a little tight. But no, I don't get nervous. I don't get the shakes or anything like that.
Now, some people have a 24-hour rule when they lose. When you lose, how do you deal with loss? Because not everybody knows how to deal with it effectively, especially for kids out there who are listening to this. How do you deal with whenever you have a big match or any match and you lose?
Yeah, I mean, it really hurts, and I think that's part of it, part of the process. If it doesn't hurt, then it didn't really matter to you, and then it's not really going to motivate you in the future. So you can certainly use it as some motivation. You can allow that kind of the pain of the loss to allow you to analyze it and get better from it. And I think that's kind of the idea. And at the same time, you don't dwell on it. After a while, it's naturally going to fade. So if you think it's the end of the world when you lose, I promise in a week, a month, a year, you're really not going to care that much.
What do you think is your strongest asset and something you want to improve upon?
Strongest asset is probably just not caring too much about anything. I think not being all in on anything. Your greatest strengths are your greatest weaknesses too, but I just feel like kind of the not caring mentality has definitely helped me in a lot of things. Something I want to improve upon, probably the exact same thing. I need to care a little more about some things.
For the parents who are want their children to really excel at pickleball, to the kids who are listening to us, to the amateurs, what message can you tell them as far as keeping the path, try to hit their goal to be a pro one day? What kind of golden nugget would you like to share with them?
I'm sure it's a bit cliche, but you're never really gonna achieve what you want to achieve, and certainly not enjoy it, even if you do achieve it, if you're not having fun doing it. So you not only want to achieve have fun with the goal, like if you achieve it, that's fun, that's great, but you should enjoy working towards it. You should enjoy every part about it, right? So when you play pickleball, I hope you're still having fun. When you're training for something, when you're in the gym, when you have like a goal in mind, I hope that journey isn't miserable. I hope it's fun. As long as it's fun, you're going to continue to work hard and probably be much more likely to achieve that goal. And at the same time, if you never achieve your goal, there's got to be some sense of, I'm okay with that. I gave it my best, and that's what matters.
And that's a great point. Make sure parents, all of you are listening to this, is so important. And also, how important is it to work together as a team, like having that contract with your parents? Like, I'm sure your parents were so involved in your success in sports and they backed you up. What role do you think a parent can play?
Yeah, I think they're instrumental, and it's a fine balance, because what my parents were great at is they would support me in anything I wanted to do, anything at all, and all my siblings. But at the same time, they did not push me towards any one thing. They were never said, you have to be good at this. They emphasized that if you enjoy this, we'll support you in doing it. And that allowed me to do the things I wanted to do and did enjoy. They never were like, you're good at this, you have to do this and be good at this. I was a very good tennis player when I was young, and I probably had a lot of potential in that, but when I wanted to stop playing, they were like, that's fine. You can do what you want to do. So I think it's important to let kids go into what they want to go into. You can certainly encourage and you can certainly push them in the right direction, but just be wary of pushing them too much.
What's kind of like your biggest challenge that you're going through right now that a lot of people, let's say, don't know about? Something that you're dealing with on day to day that you're like, I got to get rid of this bad habit, or I got to try to improve upon it. So what's something that's really, most people don't know that you're going through right now?
Again, I wouldn't say I have any particular challenges. I guess when I do have challenges, again, I don't take them too seriously, so it doesn't impact me that much. So right now I'm just focusing on training and winning and being my best pickleball self. So not many challenges other than the inherent ones in that. So just trying to be the best me I can be.
What drills do you think that's so important to always be doing all the time to make sure you always are on top of it? Otherwise, if you don't do it, kind of lose that touch.
I think you should isolate whatever your weakest at. Really, as simple as that. You can always touch up things and make sure they're sharp, like your basics, your dinks, your drops, your drives, all that. But you should be practicing what you're weakest at.
You do these wonderful retreats, these wonderful vacations. How important is it for people to learn in a group environment and in a retreat environment?
Yeah, I mean, Pickleball Getaways is a vacation-based business that adds in pickleball, both pickleball instruction and pickleball fun, just meeting people and playing pickleball with them. So it's really more fun and vacation than anything else. And I think as far as learning goes, some people thrive in a group environment and some people like to practice alone. So as far as getting better, I can promise you will get better. But as for kind of how you learn, that's more up to you.
Is there a dream destination that you want to go and play at or have a retreat at for everyone?
I would really like to go to Dubai or Japan. Those two have been top destinations for me personally for a while. So yeah, pickleball there would be awesome.
And finally, we reached the final section. This is everyone's favorite section. It's called the rapid fire 10 questions for the pro. So here we go. It's going to be like 1-2 word responses. Tell me, what's your favorite food that your mom made growing up that you just love?
Red curry with pineapple and chicken.
That sounds great. What activity or interest outside of pickleball do you enjoy doing today?
Hiking, weightlifting, some gaming.
What favorite food that you love to eat that's so bad for you, but you know what, you have to eat it once a month?
No, I eat it way more than once a month. Goldfish. I eat that every other day.
Are you a good cook, bad cook?
Good.
What's your favorite food you like to cook?
I do a couple different salmon dishes, like a honey glazed soy salmon is one of my favorites. Yeah.
Any special talents?
I can juggle, I can move my ears.
Nicknames. Do any people have nicknames for you?
All my siblings have a lot of nicknames for me and vice versa. I go by Botsies.
Watch out, it might catch on, okay?
Yeah.
Music. What kind of music do you like to listen to?
I like classic rock between the release dates of 77 and 83.
And what famous person would you like to?
Elon Musk.
What?
Elon Musk. I figured what you were going to ask.
Well, to have you come over, watch you play, and also meet.
Elon Musk.
For what reason? Like,
I think he's brilliant. I think he'd just be the most interesting person to meet. Like, I don't really care about celebrities too much in general, but he's the one guy where I'm like, he is super intellectual, obviously. He's got really good intentions for the world. Like, I just have so many questions for him, and I admire him as a person.
so you know what? We're gonna make sure we make that happen.
Please.
Right? And if you weren't a pro pickleball player, what would you be doing right now?
Probably traveling the world, or being pretty nerdy in materials engineering. I enjoy both of those things.
That's right, because you were engineer. That's right. Okay. Thank you so much. Please stand up. Give it up. Well, thank you.